Hey, I'm Mr. James from Charm City Karate. This is Real World Safety Tips from TV. As you know, the premise of this feature is that as shows on TV get more and more realistic, you will see relevant stuff that you can apply to yourself so that you don't end up in a really bad situation. Alright, so here's today's lesson. If it's covered in plastic, it's not good. Okay? You walk into a room and you're standing on plastic, you need to leave. If you get into a car and your seat's covered in plastic, you need to leave. Okay? It doesn't matter where you are. If you show up and it's covered in plastic, that's bad. Alright, so watching this show, it's the wife's show. It's about these FBI profilers. And so there's this young lady, and she's hitchhiking, which, you want a safety tip? Don't hitchhike. She's hitchhiking, and this guy pulls over, and she gets into the car. She sits down, closes the door. Oh my gosh, the passenger seat's covered in plastic. And she goes, oh, that's weird. Okay, you sit down, you close your door, and the seat's covered in plastic. What do? You get out of the car! Your seat's covered in plastic. Why would it be covered in plastic? To catch the blood and maybe any other evidence that might fall off your body while you're being killed. Okay, your seat's covered in plastic. So it's time to go. You get out of the car. If the entire inside of the car is covered in plastic, that's even worse. Okay? But she's going, oh. And then, I don't know, I think something hits her right before she gets killed. But your first thing is you get out of the car because your seat's covered in plastic. Now let's say you go to the door and you start pulling on the handle and the genius killer has it rigged so you can't get out. That's right. You slam yourself across the driver's seat and you hit Bully Boy as hard as you can and fight your way to freedom that way. Okay? You got to get out of this car. You're going to die. That's it. Those are your two choices. Sit in the seat covered in plastic and die, or die fighting your way out through the driver's side. You're going to get killed. Okay? You sat in a seat covered in plastic. What do you think he was doing? Like protecting... You think it's like one of those grandma seats all covered in a big plastic doily? No. And he's not protecting it from the paint job he's going to do after he drops you off from hitchhiking. Alright? But she doesn't know. She goes, oh look, it's covered in plastic. That's kind of weird. He pulls out a giant buck hunting knife, stabs her in the chest. She screams. He drives away. She dies. Alright. It's covered in plastic. Plastic's there to catch the blood. I mean, you're going to die. Alright, so that was her problem. Yeah. Get out the window, the door. If you can't get out because your side's locked, you fight your way across. Now listen, I'm not going to teach you like some super crazy ninja technique where you like lock the knife with this hand and then, you know, you punch him in the face and you poke him in the eye and you disarm the arm. And because you know what? In a situation like that, none of that stuff's going to work. Okay? I can show you some cool moves that do work from like being seated. And you can practice with a friend, like sit in the car and try to work out the stuff that could work. That's actually good practice. The thing is, a situation like that, everything's going to be so awkward and like monkey crazy. What you're really going to end up doing is just fighting like a rabid baboon to get out of there. It's not going to be pretty. None of it's going to be anything that your sensei is going to recognize. You just got to go animal and fight your way across that guy. Pull on the steering wheel, throw elbows and knees, and stomp on things. If he grabs you, bite him. Put your thumb in his eye. It's going to be stupid. But you got to get out of that car because you were sitting on a plastic seat. You're going to get killed. Alright, so I'm Mr. James from Charm City Karate. Real world safety tips from TV. Lesson number 2. If it's plastic, it's bad. Get out of there. Thanks. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.